Hi all, welcome to my new channel Social Science for Grade 10. In this channel, we will be discussing all the chapters for social science in grade 10. Today I am going to start the topic with resources and development. I have divided the session into three parts. Today we will be dealing with the first part. So introduction, types of resources, development of resources, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit 1992 and last is Agenda 21. So let's start. Introduction. Everything available in the environment which can be used to satisfy our needs that should be technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable. If these three things are satisfied, it is called as a resource. Types of resources. On the basis of origin, they are classified as biotic and abiotic resources. So biotic, they are obtained from biosphere and have life such as human beings, flora and fauna, fisheries, etc. All living things in easy way. And abiotic resources, all non-living things. For example, rock, mineral, water, book, pen. If you see the image, it will be clear to you. On the basis of exhaustibility, resources are classified as renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable, which can be renewed. Non-renewable, which cannot be renewed. The resources can be renewed, but it takes a long time, which is greater than a human lifespan. So we consider it as a non-renewable resource. Example for renewable resources are solar energy, wind energy. Non-renewable, coal, oil, natural gas. On the basis of ownership, they are classified as individual, community, national and international resources. Individual resources, they are owned privately by individuals. For example, plantation, house. Community owned resources, they are resources which are accessible to all the members of the community. For example, grazing grounds, public parks. National resources, they are owned by individual nations. For example, government land, roads. Oceanic water up to 12 nautical miles is called territorial water. I will explain this example in brief. If you see the outline of our India map, up to 12 nautical miles, the oceanic water is considered as territorial water, and up to 12 nautical miles, the oceanic water belongs to our country India, and beyond 12 nautical miles, it's an international resource. So, 12 nautical miles to kilometer converting means it is 22.2 kilometer. I think it's clear to you now. Now, international resources. That means the resources which belong to all the countries of the world. For example, seas and oceans. For instance, so every country is given in some rights over the oceans to a specific range. The range is called as exclusive economic zone. It is a distance of 200 kilometer. Now, on the basis of status of development, resources are classified as potential developed stock and reserves. What are potential resources? I'm sure that every student in parents teacher meeting, the teacher said to the student that he is having the potential to study well. So what is the meaning? The student has the potential to study well, but he is not studying well. Same thing here. Rajasthan and Gujarat have potential for development of wind and solar energy, but they have not been developed properly. Now developed. Their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. Stock. Resources in the environment which can satisfy human needs, but human beings are not having appropriate technology to access these type of resources. For example, water is a compound of two inflammable gases. What are they? Hydrogen and oxygen, which can be used as a rich source of energy, but we do not have the required technology to use them for this purpose. Hence it can be considered as a stock. Reserves reserves the subset of the stock. What is subset? Related to. So reserves are related to stock which can be put into use with the help of the existing technology, but their use has not been started. These can be used for meeting future requirements. River water can be used for generating hydroelectric power, but presently it is being utilized only to a limited extent. Thus, the water in the dams, forests, etc. is a reserve which can be used in the future. Now, development of resources. Resources are vital for everyone. Human beings exploit the resources. It led to many major problems like depletion of resources, indiscriminate exploitation of resources, accumulation of resources in few hands. A state is rich in a state is rich in a resource and lacks in another resource. For example, Arunachal Pradesh. It is rich in water resources but lacks in infrastructural development. Hence, we conclude that equal distribution of resources has become essential for sustained quality of life and global peace. Therefore, resource planning is essential. We'll be seeing resource planning in the next part, but before that, we have to talk a very important topic, that is sustainable economic development. What is that? Development should take place without damaging the environment, thinking about the future generation. That's it. Now, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit. What is it? It is the first international summit to talk about sustainable development. It happened in Brazil in 1992. Agenda 21. They are the list of 21 agendas adopted in Earth Summit on which countries pledged to work upon poverty, education, environment, etc. That's it, guys. We have completed the part 1 of the resources and development. I will be meeting you in the part 2 of the chapter. Till then, bye bye.